over and over and over and over and over again. And then I guess once they realize that you're not supporting what they do that's negative, they start to draw away from you. So then you feel as if you did do right by them, but it's...
I think this is about integrity and morals, right? So when we talk about equal yoke, and a lot of times we talk about that in marriage, there's equal yoke in friendships as well, right? So the limit is that if you are around somebody that doesn't have integrity, that doesn't have moral character, that doesn't have any type of guideline, right? Then it means that the weights are shifted. Like, you know, we do this, right? So you're up here, and you're reaching down, constantly trying to pull them up. And that's okay as a Christian. You see someone that is serving God, you're supposed to help them and lead them and guide them. But if it gets to the point they're pulling you towards them, that you find yourself getting angry all the time, that you find yourself frustrated all the time, that you find yourself, you know what I mean, lowering your moral character to theirs, then it becomes a problem. And so friends like that, a lot of times, they want to say that they're your friend, so they'll ask you questions. So even while you're talking, they know they're not going to listen to whatever they're saying, but they want to keep you around. You know, they want to pretend that you're involved in their life, but they don't want to know what you have to say for real.
I'm looking at the people because this is the speaking here. Okay. I see it. I see it simply as a friend is someone that cares, right? A friend is one that respects you, that gives you the right advice. So if you have anybody, or if you have someone called a friend, if you have someone who is a friend, and you don't see all those characteristics in them, that is, they don't tell you the truth, they don't care about you, they're always talking about other people, they are showing all the signs that they don't care about you. That's not a friend. In my vocabulary, there's nothing like a fake friend. It's either you're a friend or you're not. So if I see all those signs, then like you said, yes, friends go through needs. Sometimes you be in trouble, your friend will sacrifice you. But you can tell that the person cares instead of they're just doing it just because when they also get in trouble, you have to reciprocate. Right? True friends don't think about getting stuff back when they come to the office. They really care about you. So like, was it Rama saying that, you know, the friends that take your advice. If you have a friend and advice you and you don't take it, that is it. You're not really a friend. Because what I see of helping you out is not helping you out, you're not taking it. Like you said, you're going to pull me towards you. So I have to get away from you. And you have to be careful. I know the youth experience all of that. Some people get into your life to get this away from you. That is their whole goal. You're very good at pretending, but the ones that care about you, it's easy to say, if you are fat, they'll tell you, do something about it, because you're fat. They won't be shy because they care about you. But the others that know what you're saying, they'll find a subtle way to do the same thing without doing about it. And that's the kind of friendship you want.
So, in the verse in Proverbs 17:17, it says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. And so the ideal friendship should be like siblings, almost like sister, sister, brother, brother, right? Because it says here, a brother is born for adversity, because it's not until you go through something that you see who your friends are. And you see that when you're going through something hard and it's difficult, and they're right there next to you, they call you to make sure you're okay. They text you to make sure is everything okay. They stop by your house. You know, instead of a friend that ignores you, really, you're going through something and they're nowhere to be found. And that's hard. It's a hard realization, and that hurts. And so I think and I tell you guys all the time, a lot of times the friendships, even in this church, that you think that you have, they're not always real. And just because you're in the church doesn't mean that those people are going to treat you differently than the world, right? So even in the church, you should actually hold your friendships to a higher standard because they listen to the same preaching you do. They read the same Bible you do. Sometimes in the world, they may not go to church. So, okay, I'll give them a little bit of slack because they don't know God the way I know God. But if you have friends inside of the church that are not treating you the way God would expect a friendship to be, then that's a problem. And the way that we can deal with it in the church is different from the world, right? So there was a few years ago, praise God that it's different now, but a few years ago there was some problems in friendships. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Problems in friendships. And I kept saying that you either have to talk about it and get it out, or leave it alone, right? Because once you talk about it, especially within the church setting, what you're doing is saying, you know what? I'm sinful, you're sinful. I'm sure, I'm going to hope that you made a mistake. I'm going to hope that you didn't do it on purpose. And if you did, let's sit down and talk about it, right? Now, after that, there's a verse in the Bible, if you have a problem, you know what I'm talking about? If you have a problem, take somebody with you. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know where it's found. Does anybody know where it is? If you have a problem, take one person, and then if that person doesn't listen, you leave. Yeah? I want to find it for them, so if anybody can help me find it, just so they have a reference. It's Matthew? She says Matthew 18. So, guys, look up Matthew 18. I don't know what verse it is. Let's find it. It teaches you the right way to approach friendships that there's a problem, right? And so as Christians, we have levels. We don't just write somebody off the first time that they don't act well. 18 verse 15, read it. What does it say?
He says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mark of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. Amen.
Okay. So, within the church setting, especially, if you have a problem with somebody, and it's happened to me where if she was here, I mentioned her. There was a problem, she thought that I didn't like her. So I respected her because she pulled me to the corner and said, Auntie Seppi, I didn't think you liked me because blah, 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 blah. And I explained to her, listen, it wasn't my intention. I was focused on my kids. I had this and this and this. I didn't mean to do it. And it was over and it was done, right? Now, in that case, if she had come to me and I had said, you know, I don't want to talk about it, leave me alone, you know what she should do, right? Is what? According to the Bible verse, she should do what? She should do what? Bring somebody else into it, right? A middle person that isn't on either side, and try again. If I further am saying, forget it, I don't want to talk to anybody, whose fault is it at that point? Who is God going to ask about it? Me or her? Me. Me. Because she tried. First time, second time. I just said she would quit from the beginning. I thought she would go one time and quit from the beginning. But it's wrong, you know that. No, Auntie, listen. In all honesty, what you're saying is wrong. Because from a friendship standpoint, if that person is important to you, you'll try one time. If they don't listen, the Bible says go by an intermediary, somebody that is, yes.
There are some people and they don't need you in their life. That's what I see. It is a little problem. Not many worker. A chair, Shaman, and Chiao. Maybe I'll be proud and who proud of the country, so I didn't see it. No, me who now go yet, why I just I see so we yamia. That's me, I don't think I saw me. You know, I'm in Chiao, but I said, we shall. So that we are the way and Bobby, It's me. It's not a bad
but good advice to give to them. Good advice. Because this one is like so.
I know. It's like,
this one is the same way. So
what can you do to make sure that she doesn't take on that same character trait?
Auntie Mary, in this case, no, Oko Bakwa, one second one, how did I so and second, well, I'll say, take an amount of young we are not in a store. And no issue, no, why are you
all we're doing is, if we do what we're supposed to do as Christians, what they do is no longer the issue, right? So if you went that first time and you realized, you said hi, happy Sabbath, and they still did not. The second week, again, you took somebody said, listen, this is the problem, she didn't mean it, she served food in the line and she didn't mean to tell you that there's no more rice, okay? Whatever it is. And that person still, it's not your problem. That's God's problem. You pray for them, right? So what I'm saying is, you cannot just cut it off the first time somebody does something to you. That's where the problem is. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Auntie. Okay, so another way to tell a fake friend is they purposely give you bad advice so you don't succeed or surpass them. So there are people that if you take them, okay, I'm dating this guy, I love him, I haven't told my parents about it, and we're moving to New York together. And that person says, yes, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Purposely, knowing that you're going to get in trouble, right? Or you can just bring it something small. You know, tell them, oh, I plan to, I don't know, somebody give me an example. I plan to go to the club. Yes, I want to attend I want to take this extra course because if I take it, I'm going to be able to do this internship in the future. And they say no, because that means you're not going to have time to go to a party. You know, they don't have your best interest at heart. Matter of fact, they're purposely doing it so that you don't get the internship. They're purposely doing it so you stay on the same level as them. So that you don't go, you know, there are people that don't like their friends, even in marriage, the person who they're married to succeed more than them. Have you seen it before? Yeah. That if they do better than them in any way, that they feel inferior. And I want you to know that you have to be careful about friends with low self-esteem. Because friends with low self-esteem want you to be just like them. They want you to be on their same level, right? And they don't want the minute that you come with good news. Have you ever called somebody and had really good news and they said, oh, that's good. They don't rejoice with you, right? They're not happy for what you're happy. Was that hand back here? Did I see a hand? Yes, go ahead.
So like,
talking to the mic.
What you said about
we can't hear you.
I'm sick. I can't hear. Okay, so like, oh my God. Okay. So remember how you said how those friends are like give you bad advice, right? So like me personally, like at school, you always got those friends that are like, oh, come skipping me. And I've done it once. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
skip class?
Yeah.
Okay. It was once. All right. You're not in trouble. Your dad is not here. Go.
And like when I did it, because I didn't want to seem wimpy. You know?
Do you guys know what skipping a class means? You know, you're skipping a class means let's just say you have a math class, and then you have an English class, and then you have a government class. Instead of going to your English class, you skip. And you go hide in the bathroom, or you hide in the gym, or wherever the teacher's not going to find you, and then you go to your government class. So that's skipping a class.
But I did it because I usually don't care what people think about me, but if I really genuinely like you, and I care about what you think about me, because you have certain people here, yeah. And I was like, okay, might as well. And then it was a thing that they continued to do, so then I had to break out of it. I'm like, dang, should I risk losing these friends or keep skipping class, But I stopped.
Well, I'm proud of you for doing the right thing.
Yeah, but they're not my friends anymore. They talk about me because I don't skip class.
But you know what's going to happen? Because I'm telling you, as an educator, there's a certain number of days and number of classes that you have to attend in order to graduate. So when I was working in the high school, we had to hold back 2 people because they did not meet the state requirement for the number of classes that they had to attend. Okay? What they don't know is they could actually be liable for not graduating on time, which makes you look like, you're a bad person for not involving yourself with them, but they're actually, it's not benefiting them, Anybody else? How do you know a big friend?
For me, in my own personal experience, a fake friend is, you should be careful of the friends who tend to always change friends. They're always friends with new people. One day they're friends with somebody, and then you just hear the next day they're not friends with them, they're friends with somebody else. I had a friend like that. Constantly they're cutting people off, they don't, just randomly, I don't want to talk to them anymore. It's why? And they don't give you any good reason as to why they don't want to talk to them anymore. And then, so to me, when I stopped, we were friends for a good amount of time, when I stopped being friends with them, then I started to realize and they cut me off. And I was why? So that means how is mine any different from the other people? And I was a good friend to you. So to me, it hurt me. It made me also realize that there are some people, when they're constantly changing friendships and they're constantly always finding faults in people that are closest to them, you should also be wary of those people, because it could be you.
It will be you, not could.
Yeah, it will be you.
It will be.
Yeah.
Hi, Olivia.
I want to add to the Alma's point. You saw about the people that say you see somebody is close with a friend, say in the church, you see that they're best friends, and then that person moves away or something like that, and then all of a sudden they come towards you, and they start talking, they start being good friends with you. I think that we should also watch those people too.
Okay, so what I hear you say is, example, me and you are close friends. Then something happens between me and you, and then I go over here and become close friends. Now, that's one of 2 things. It's possible that my friendship could work out better than our friendship, right? So we were never friends. We never spoke. Understood. Okay. So then that could be just to show you that I can have friends and I don't need you, So yes, it's possible. I'll go in the back.
Yeah, and then one of the things that I think we should also be careful about is when, for example, when I consider myself as inferior,